Hello, this is going to be a video that's going to go over two-step equations. This is just the notes portion, and then I'm going to go ahead and record a video for the some extra problems that I'll work out. So just keep in mind that when you're doing two-step equations that we're still trying to figure out what number that number is. And the two methods that we do with this is we either zero out the number that we're trying to get rid of, or we're turning numbers into one. So we'll do this first one together. We'll do all of these obviously together because it's a video and like you're at home. So for this first one, we always look at the side with the variable, and on this side with the variable we have a 2 and a -7. We're going to first get rid of the non-connected number, so that would be this number. It's not connected to the variable. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to zero it out. So currently it's a -7, so I'm going to add 7. And with equations, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And that's going to leave me with just 2x equals -4. Now from here, you want to go ahead, we can get rid of this 2, but since it's connected to the x, we're going to divide it off. We're going to make that 2 turn into a 1. So if I divide both sides by 2, 2 divided by 2, that's 1x equals -4 divided by 2 is -2. Or you could just write x equals, and that's our answer there. Now you can check it. 2 times -2 minus 7. So 2 times -2 is -4, minus 7 is -11. Okay, for the second problem in the notes, we're looking here. And we're looking at the side with the variable, which has 4 minus 4x. We're going to get rid of this 4 first, then we're going to take care of that -4 that's connected to the x. So when you're looking at this, you might think, I see subtraction, I should add. But if I add 4 to both sides, that's going to turn into 8. It doesn't get rid of anything. We want the 4 to be gone. So if you're working to get the 4 out of there so you can kind of take apart the equation so we can figure out what the x is, we can subtract it from both sides. And that will give me 8 equals 4 minus 4, which is 0, so that's a 0. And notice we have a -4x left. Now the equation reads x equals -4x. So once we're at this step, then we can go ahead and divide by what the coefficient of x is, which in this case is a -4. -4 divided by -4, that's 1x. And 8 divided by -4 is -2, which is the same thing as x is equal to -2. Or you can rewrite it so that the x is on the left side using the symmetric property. So for this case. And we can go back and check it. So 4 minus 4 times -2, that'd be 4 minus -8, which does equal 12. So that works out. Okay, what about if it's division? No worries, we're going to do the same kind of thing for this one. Let's zero out the -10. We're going to add 10 to both sides. That'll be a -12 equals x over 5. Now, when we're in this case, you need to think, this number, when I divide it by 5, I get -12. So in order to kind of undo that division, if we multiply by 5, this is going to turn into 5x over 5, or just 1x. This part right here is going to multiply to this. So in that case, they just kind of, they kind of cross each other out. That turns into a 1 over 1. So we have x is equal to -60. If I do -60 divided by 5 is -12, minus 10 is -22. It also checks. Okay, now for the ones that are a little more complicated, dealing with the fractions, we're going to solve them the same way. We're going to get rid of the 6 first, looking at the side with the variable. We're going to get rid of the 6 first, and then we're going to deal with the 2/3. So if we subtract 6 from both sides, that gives you a -8. This turns to 0, so now we only have a positive 2/3 left, x. Currently 2/3 is equal to -8, So if we're trying to figure out what 1x is, because right now we only know what 2/3 x is, if we multiply by the reciprocal on both sides, that gives us 6/6x. And then if we multiply these together, that's -24, 8 times negative, or -8 times 3, -24, 1 times 2, which is 2. And then that'll simplify. 6/6 is just 1x. -24 divided by 2 is -12. Or again, just x equals -12. Okay, one more. When you have, I'm going to actually put this one. When you have a problem like this, there is some adding and dividing on the same side. This case, your answer, whatever your answer to this is, when we divide it by -5, we get 5. So we actually can't touch this 2 until the denominator is not there anymore, or it's a 1. So we're going to first multiply by -5, whatever our denominator is. And that'll give us -25 equals, and again, that's going to turn into -5/5, which is just 1. And then we get y plus 2. Now all you have to do is subtract 2 from both sides. So that'll give you -27 equals y. And again, you can check that. So does 5 equal -27 plus 2 over -5? Does 5 equal -25 over -5? And that is true. -25 divided by -5 is 5. All right, that's just for the notes. There's going to be a second part video in case you want to watch me do a couple more problems that are a variety of the two-step. But thanks for watching.